dudes, what is up? We're going to talk about Ranger bands today. It's going to be a how-to, but more than that, I want it to be a discussion. I literally want to talk to you guys about why do a Ranger band, why not do one, and alternate options. Because there's more options out there than just Ranger bands, although it's a very cheap and easy solution to anybody that wants to add some additional EDC kit to their life. Right? EDC, everyday carry, the stuff you're going to have on your person every day. That's what a Ranger band really does, is it gives you some more options. So what is a Ranger band? I have two of my knives here set up with them for the purpose of this video. This is my Becker BK19, the Nesmuk design. Love it, by the way. But a Ranger band is effectively a piece of old bike inner tube that you've cut to length and stretched over your sheath, and you can tuck stuff into it. And guys, it actually has a lot of retention. This stuff is not likely to fall out of there if you make sure it's in the right spot when you stick it in your Ranger band. It could happen. We'll get into that a little bit more later, but it really offers a lot of versatility. So on this knife right here, right now, what I have is 8 feet of 550 cord that is not gutted. I've got a small Bic lighter that's full of butane, and I have a little Allen wrench that happens to be the same size I need for the hardware on this knife and for a number of my scope mounts. All right, I just put it in there to show you that that's what you can do. Am I actually going to carry around an Allen wrench all day long? No. I'm not likely to do that, but it gives you an idea. Let's look at another knife. This is my Condor Bushlore, okay? And in this Ranger band, we have a fire steel and a roll of duct tape. A lot of guys are real big on their duct tape. I'm really not all that big on it, dudes. I will like wrap it around like a pack frame or something like that, but I don't feel the need to bring it with me everywhere. I always get comments about it though. So there you go. That's for the duct tape, guys. What about a diamond sharpening rod? Bushlore sheath, Ranger band, bam. And I don't even really need to tuck that little pin thing on there. That's gonna hold that. I mean, that's in there, guys. What else can we carry? Oh, let's say we're going for a late night hike. You know, it's late, you know, it's gonna be dark. Chem light, why the hell not? Ranger band, bam, chem light. Let's say you're the guy at the construction site that likes to draw dirty pictures in the outhouses. Sharpie, man. Bam! Sharpie, EDC. But guys are going to know it's probably you. You know, Ramon's going to come over to you and be pissed off because he's going to figure you're the dude that wrote his name and his number on the wall and wrote "call for a good time" under it. You know what I mean? So operational security might dictate that you need to store this permanent marker someplace else. What else could we stick in there? Here's some artificial sinew. If we wanted to take some of this and wrap it up, we could have a lot of this that could go in a Ranger band, right guys? That's another option. There's more sharpening stone options. This is a Falk knife in DC4. It's actually a little big for this. You can tell with the size. But a DC6 is much smaller. It's got the diamond side and the ceramic side and a strop on it, so this could also be a really good option for you. Let's say you're into vaping and you're gonna go out and you gotta freaking go visit family, man, and you want to bring a cannabis cartridge of the strongest shit you can possibly think of. Boom. And your freaking Ranger band. No one's gonna know what it is in there. They're not that long usually, right? Unless you're the dude that's like hitting that thing every 5 minutes, man. Then you need one of those big ass cartridges, you know. But you guys get the idea. Here's a fire steel. There's a lot of options when it comes to these Ranger bands. Lots of different stuff can go in these pimps. So let's talk about how to get this done. It's really super basic, dudes. What you're gonna do is take an old piece of inner tube and you're going to lay your knife sheath out next to it, decide how long you want that piece of Ranger band to be, and go ahead and cut it where you need to cut it. Mine had green slime in it, so I had to take it in the house and wash it out and all that and dry it. And, you know, bam, good to go after that. And for the purpose of this video, what we're going to do is we're going to put one on this Tops Brakimo right here. How can I just show you the sheath and not show you the knife? You know what I mean? Like, I got to show you the knife. Because this one's Kydex. So we're going to do one on that. I already got the Ranger band cut now. And then we're going to do my SE6HM as well, which is in a leather sheath. And we have a longer Ranger band cut for that. Because, dudes, you really want to look at your sheath and be like, how long can I possibly make it? You really want your Ranger band to be as long as you can possibly make it where it makes sense. If we look at this SE6HM sheath, you guys see this hump in the sheath right here from the handle? I don't want my band to be all the way up against that. What it's going to do is going to make it harder to get access to stuff in the top of the Ranger band. I actually want the band to be a bit lower, but I also don't want it way down here because it's going to look all dicked up. Okay, so you want it to fit on the sheath where the whole band is going to have a pretty good grip on it. All right, so we'll go ahead and start with the SE6HM here. Now there's a couple ways you can do this. You can leave the knife in the sheath, and what that's going to do is it's going to add a good bit of rigidity. So it's going to make it easier to get it on there, but be careful. You don't want this thing, you know, falling out and pinning your foot to the floor or any dumb shit like that, obviously, okay? So if you choose to leave the knife in the sheath, it's on you. If you jack your shit up, don't blame me for it. And what we're going to do is I'm going to take it out because this thing doesn't really fit great in stock SE sheath, just so you're aware. It is fairly loose. I've had it fall out a few times, all right? We're going to take our Ranger band. And just the way you imagine this would go is how it's going to go. You're going to take it, and you're going to stuff it in there. Okay. Now here's the other thing, dudes. I thought about putting lube on here, but then you got lube under your Ranger band. And the whole idea is that it fits really tight with friction. Enough to allow you to get into it a little bit, but you really want it pretty damn tight on it. Okay? So this is what you're going to do. You're just going to do this business until the damn thing is on there and you're happy with it. Okay, so I'm happy with that right there. So it's going to give me some access here to the top of the band. And it doesn't look all fugly down at the bottom. All right, and it's still tight, even around the bottom. Booyah, we're good to go, baby. Put the freaking knife back in there. Let's put a diamond rod in it. Oh yeah. Yeah. That thing is tight, dudes. If you hear any rattling, it's the knife. Watch this. Okay? Nothing. Alright? And we'll put the duct tape in. There we go. A lot of y'all are big on the duct tape. I'm not big on the duct tape. I gotta be honest with you. I would rather carry like extra bank line or 550 cord or something else. That's for you duct tape guys. There you go. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Okay, let's do the Tops Brakimo. We're gonna go ahead and take it out. And this is a lot stiffer. That's what she said. So it's gonna be easier to do Kydex than it is gonna be to do leather. All right, pimps? So let's get it done, man. Get it on here. And sometimes what you got to do when you're done, see how I got that little wavy spot there? Is just work it around. Usually what's going on is the other side is too tight. And the other side was not tight enough. So see how we fix that? Just like that, super easy. And boom, there we go. We got a Ranger band on the Brakimo sheath. So we're gonna go with Chem White, even though this sheath is not that big. Just to give you guys a good demonstration. Okay? We'll go with Chem White and permanent marker because you're the mystery outhouse artist. Look at that. think that's them shaking around. I think that's my belt beauty. But you guys get the idea. Pretty damn secure on there. And just tons of options, dudes. Tons and tons of options. If you had a small container, you could even carry some fish hooks. And you could take some fishing line with you and have a little bit of split shot in the same kind of setup. And you could change it depending on what you're doing, where you're going to be, where you're going. So I really dig them for a lot of reasons. Let's talk about where they're not great. Let's talk about it. And really, to me, where the Ranger band can kind of hurt you is that you're like, yeah, I got all this pimp ass EDC stuff. I got my fire steel, I got an extra sharpening stone, and I got some cordage. Like, I'm golden, I'm ready to go. But, especially on a hard sheath like Kydex, what will happen is, and if you're like me, because I'll put a sheath on, like this baby, I'm not taking it off. I'm crawling underneath my trucks, working on them, on gravel, on asphalt, whatever it is, in the dirt, and I'm not taking it off. And so what can happen, especially along these sharp edges, is that your Ranger band can get some abrasion there or get cut. It can get pinched between your sheath basically and rocks and cut it, and you won't notice it if you don't inspect this. And what I really would encourage you to do is every day when you put your sheath on in the morning, is take a look at your Ranger band real quick. There we go, boom, done. Takes you 2 seconds. And now you know that it's not cut or split somewhere, because if that happens, you're going to lose all of this kit. You could lose all of it. You might lose one piece, 2 pieces. You might lose the whole thing and your Ranger band and not notice it. And then you can find yourself suddenly up shit creek. So that's one of the places where they can hurt you, is they give you this confidence that you have this additional kit with you, and you can lose your band. Right, that can happen to you. Sometimes you're going to have some critical kit in your Ranger band, like a fire steel. And let's look at how to secure that to the actual sheath. Okay, you're going to tie a bowline on the end of some kind of little piece of line. And what I had on this fire steel kind of looks like 550 cord guts. I didn't feel the need to trade it out for anything stronger. But you're going to take that bowline and you're going to find a spot on the actual sheath. So on a Kydex sheath, a lot of times it's going to be a rivet, but on this Becker BK19 sheath, it's just a hole that's kind of on the side of it. You're going to put that bowline through, and then you're going to take your actual piece of kit, run it through the bowline, tighten the bowline down, and then go ahead and tuck that piece of kit into your Ranger band, and then take any of the additional line there and stow it inside the Ranger band as well. This way, if your band actually ends up breaking on you for some reason, you're just going to feel that piece of kit bouncing around on your leg and you'll still have it attached. It's also not hard to attach one to a leather sheath. You're going to basically use the same concept, but you're going to run it through the belt loop. Okay, so you run that bowline through there, you tuck your piece of kit through the bowline, and you want the bowline to be kind of big enough that everything's going to fit. And then stow it in your Ranger band. Bam! Take any extra line so it's not loose and hanging out there and going to get caught on anything, and tuck that in your Ranger band as well. Ta-da! Another place where it can kind of hurt you a little bit is on leather sheaths that you strap on. But let's be honest, most of us are wearing leather belts like me, or have boots with leather uppers like me, and you don't necessarily need to strap on your sheath. A lot of sheaths like this SE6HM, they're so big. I've got plenty of room to strap right here on the back of this belt loop. You know, even with the Ranger band on there. You know what I mean? It's not really going to hurt me. And you're also less likely, in my experience, to damage these in a leather sheath. Right, because you guys can tell, man, I literally beat the shit out of my stuff. It gets used. I will crawl under vehicles with it and all that kind of stuff without taking it off. So it is what it is. All right, guys. But I hope that kind of elaborates on where you can have a little bit of trouble with a Ranger band. Let's talk about a different option, because having the additional EDC stuff on your knife, it's a pretty cool thing. You know, it's a pretty cool thing to have that stuff be there for you and to not really have to worry about it or think about it, and it doesn't really weigh much. You know, like, let's say this knife is like 10 ounces with the sheath. Well, now it's 10.5 ounces. Maybe 11 ounces. You're not really going to notice it. It's really not all that heavy. But another option would be these cheaper nylon style sheaths with pouch. A lot of people don't like these, but dudes, this is a veteran sheath here. This is my Becker BK5. It's discontinued, so you poor guys, you'll never have this knife unless you got money and you want to buy one on eBay, which is it's an amazing knife. But let's see, it's got this nice pocket. Let's see what we got in there. We've got a Victorinox. So now we have an additional blade, possibly two, and some other tools. You know, a wine bottle opener. Gotta have that when the shit hits the fan, in case you stumble upon a bottle of wine in the middle of nowhere. Full-size lighter, okay? And obviously, just like a Ranger band, you can put whatever you want to put in the damn pocket. Let's do another knife. Kabar Potbelly, another discontinued beauty. This one has a small knife here. I believe it's called the piggyback, if I remember correctly. A super sharp little hollow ground knife, great for skin and game. I have used it before to do that. But it also has this big fat pouch on the front. What do we have in here? Another full-size big. That's pretty typical efficient field dudes. They're cheap. I got them all over the damn place, like I was saying in a different video. You can get 300 fires done with one of those things, if not more. I think you guys get the idea right there. Let's make it fun, though. Comments down below. What would you guys put in your Ranger band? All right, I want to hear about it. How are you going to outfit it? And wrong comments, go ahead with it all the freaking way, man. Let's make it fun. Have a good time with it, but also good, you know, legit comments as well. Make sure you like the video. Share it with someone that's into knives, guys, because a lot of people that like knives have never used the Ranger band or have never even heard about it. So let's make sure that they know what this is all about. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have a ton more stuff coming down the pipe, dudes. And if you're interested in helping support us because you like what we're doing, check out my Patreon link in the description. I'll see you guys in the next video.